You are now locked in to the Beyond the Hashtag podcast.
#BTHpod. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Beyond the Hashtag. We're in the studio, so it means it's a special episode. You only come to the studio when it's proper things. So make sure you're locked in for this one. Get the likes and subscriptions and comments going. I'm your host, Stevo, as ever, and I'm joined with a very special guest, Emmanuel. Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, good to see you too, bro.
Love for coming through. Let's get straight into the topics. Like, it's summer right now. Football should be chilling. We should like kind of be relaxing. I haven't really been watching football too much, but people just started talking in the last week about PSG. I was like, oh, what's going on? Club World Cup. I'm thinking, oh, is there friendlies? I was like, oh no, this is a proper competitive tournament. Obviously, our team is not there. But anyway, but yeah, Chelsea. I can't lie. Chelsea are like, I call them trophy grabbers. Like, they just know how to secure trophies.
There's something in that club that just has a history of winning, bro. Like, they won the Conference League, they won the Europa League, they won the Champions League, now the Club World Cup.
Yeah. Like, you can't argue, man. Like, it's just, it's something that they're just born and bred to do at this point. And like, as an Arsenal fan, I can't lie, there's jealousy there. Like, when because Arsenal fans have to talk a good game, but the results are on the pitch, right?
Exactly.
But so Chelsea did win the Club World Cup, so you know they're gonna have the gold badge on their shirt for the next 4 years or whatever it is. Cole Palmer with a great performance in the final, 2 goals and an assist. Did you watch the game?
No, just highlights. Yeah,
but I guess from the highlights and just the general reaction, what were your general thoughts on?
Yeah, so I actually haven't watched a single game of the Club World Cup.
Same, literally.
But I know it's been happening in the background, and leading up to the final, I thought PSG were definitely going to win because I think they smoked Real Madrid
4-0, I think it was.
4-0.
Yeah,
and I thought, they're definitely on paper a stronger team than Chelsea, so I expected them to beat them, let alone Chelsea to basically smoke them 3-0. I know they had a man sent off, but I was really surprised. But as you said, bro, you got to give it to Chelsea when it comes to winning trophies and winning things. Yeah, they're their club, man.
Yeah, no, you can't argue, man. And obviously the Club World Cup was hosted in America, which is going to be hosting the World Cup next year. And we'll get onto the World Cup, but obviously it being in America and they're trying to, there's a lot of money being thrown at it and stuff. Obviously they had to get the president of the country involved in activities. Mr. Donald Trump was heavily involved in the trophy celebrations. You'd expect normally for him to give the medals as normally. If it was here, it would be like King Charles, or no, King Charles doesn't even do it. Prince William does it because he's head of the FA. But anyway, you get that kind of stature of person giving it. But then when they're about to lift the trophy, he just didn't move.
Bro, so awkward. Do you think he did that on purpose?
It's hard to tell because it's like the FIFA president was trying to drag him off, and then he was kind of he didn't say no, but he was just staring as if he didn't hear anything. And then I think Reece James asked him directly, bro, are you gonna leave? And then even Cole Palmer's the killer at the back. He's just confused by the whole. He's like, my man, why is my man gonna move? It looked like the whole trophy lift. Cole Palmer didn't even smile. He was just who's this guy?
It was weird and awkward. And I feel like from what I got of it that he just thought, oh, I'm supposed to be here, so I'm going to be here. And then even when my man, the president, was telling him, come, he was like, no, I fit right in, I'm going to stay. So,
Oh, it's just, Trump just being Trump. Less said about that about it. But I think the overall thing that I guess that relates to is, I guess, the political side and maybe the financial side to the Club World Cup. Because I think, obviously, before it used to just be the Champions League winners and basically the winners of each intercontinental tournament. And now they expanded it to 32 teams and teams who have won the tournaments in the last 3-4 years and stuff. So it's obviously a massive money making scheme basically as to why they've done it. I feel bad for the players, even though now they've got the Chelsea players, especially they've got the glory and stuff. But even for PSG, they've had such a good season, such a tiring season. You won the Champions League, and you have to go play another tournament, and you go all the way. So you play all the amount of games that Chelsea did, but you don't come away with a trophy. It's now I've just done the dance of my whole preseason. I have to now start the season late. It's I don't know. From a player's point of view, I don't think it's the greatest idea for them to be doing, but I don't know what you think.
No, I agreed, especially that PSG point. When they were supposed to finish this season with the Champions League, that would have been so good to go on holiday and be first team to win it for the club.
Yeah.
now they haven't got that feeling. They've got the feeling of defeat and embarrassment to take into the holiday. It's not great, but yeah. And then in terms of the players, like in the past couple of years, you hear a lot about players' welfare and all of this stuff. But I think this is the first time I've actually agreed with them and been like, actually, this is actually a bit too much. Like, how much football do you want these lot to play? Like, bear in mind, you're going to play World Cup next year as well. Yeah. So yeah,
for real. And like this is. Especially the odd years are normally the years where like no international tournaments happen. So because you've got the World Cup next year, or most teams will have like the Euros or the Copa America like in the other years. Next year AFCON I think is going to be in January as well. So this January 2026. So imagine the African players are going to be like AFCON and then the World Cup. Like
all in 1 year. Imagine if you were playing Euros last year, played Club World Cup this summer, World Cup next year.
You just don't get a summer off. Yeah, that's like I think most of the England players like will be experiencing that. So it's tough for players, but I think that's the way the industry is going, which is sad. I guess for the World Cup next year, like have you had any thoughts like towards it? Like something that you're like looking forward to? Are you trying to go? Like what's
no, I'm looking forward to it. I'm always a fan of like international football when it comes to like World Cup or Euros, not like the qualifiers or the friendlies. And especially in the summer, sun's out, and obviously England have been doing well in the past tournaments, so it makes, whilst living in England, it makes it more enjoyable. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I don't know if I'll be going. I doubt it, because I think it's really difficult to get.
I started seeing the prices and the difficulty to get, and I was like, what? Like
what are they
in
saying?
the thousands?
Is
like,
it? What for one game?
Yeah.
What, like a group stage match?
Yeah, I was like,
but then again, like. Is it worth it? Well, say with a bag is a lot.
Yeah, for something that's not a final.
Yeah, true. But if I could go out, if there was opportunity to go, I would definitely try and go.
Yeah, and obviously it's going to be spread across USA, Canada, and Mexico. So it's like a massive, massive experience, massive like showcase they're putting on. I'm also again player welfare, maybe a little bit conscious because I don't know how they've done the scheduling. Where if you have one game in Canada, but then the next game maybe a few days later in Mexico, like that's a long way to travel. Even traveling between American states, like east to west, it's a long haul to travel. So I'm hoping that they factor that in. I don't like hold my hope for that because the way they treat players, it's just, if someone has one game in LA, they're going to be playing in New York 2 days later. Like, trust me, that kind of thing wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, like I think it should be hopefully a good tournament. I think the last World Cup there was 94. So
in America,
in America it was 94. Brazil won that, and it looked, obviously we weren't born those times, but like it looked like. Interesting tournament, but there were loads of, America's just gimmicky. There's loads of things going on. Like, I think, was it Diana Ross or someone like took a penalty, and there's just so many, there's so many things going on.
That doesn't surprise me at all, bro.
Oh gosh, nice. It's going to be an interesting summer. But anyway, more time to talk about the World Cup. So yeah, as we mentioned, Club World Cup winners Chelsea, and Chelsea been involved in a bit of transfer activity now relating back to like the club scene. So one of their players, Noni Madueke, who was actually playing for them in the Club World Cup, but then just before the final started arranging a transfer move to Arsenal, and now that's kind of in the closing stages, or probably by the time this comes out he'll probably be an Arsenal player. Big reason for that being like a talking point is the abuse that he was receiving online from whether it's Arsenal fans, trolls, I don't know who it is, but just the barrage of just abuse he was getting from before he's even signed for the club. I mean, I'd be keen to get your thoughts on like just what you saw and your reactions to the Madueke abuse.
So I'll give my personal feelings as an Arsenal fan. I don't want him. I don't want Madueke. Like I don't think he's needed for the amount we're paying for him. I don't think it's a necessary deal for it to happen. What I will say on the abuse, I don't think it's more race. I think it's how he carries himself, or how he's carried himself in the media. So I think when Chelsea played Wolves, I don't know if it was last season or season before, he got into like a social media scandal. So he put like Wolves is a terrible place to be in.
Yeah, I remember that.
On his IG story, then got it deleted. Like that's not good look. The manager has called him out for his like attitude or training problems. That video I sent you, was it Ruby Rose? You're on cam. You know that comment. How could someone say, "I can't believe you're on cam" is coming to my club? But so like that kind of, I wish I could say in English, like true, like I'm bogart, like that kind of life. Like
I'm the guy.
Yeah, I'm the guy when he's not. In my opinion, he's not achieved the level that he's demonstrating. But at the same time, if you're earning a certain amount of money, like live your life in it. So I think the abuse that I've seen towards him is more against like the necessity of the deal, because arguably our best player plays in his position. So then why would you go and spend that amount on someone who plays in the same position?
Backup,
yeah. And also, as I said, his attitude and what he's demonstrated in the past doesn't put him in a good light. It's like if we were to get Sancho. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing. I think there's a couple of things. One, there has definitely been abuse directed at him. So, there's always just idiots on social media who will literally DM the football player loads of stuff. So that stuff is like completely, I think, like cancelled. Like, like there's no need to, because like Arsenal want the player. Like he was sitting there in Chelsea and Arsenal were like, no, we want to buy you. So
it's not on him.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with him. So I think, those who have like abused him directly, and I haven't even necessarily seen whether it's racial or not. I try to not even delve into that deeply, but there has been abuse there. So I think that kind of stuff completely like cancelled out. I do agree, like a lot of the outrage in general from Arsenal fans has been more about the deal and the signing and not kind of understanding why we're doing that. I'm in a similar camp from like the financial point of view, where like it's basically going to total to around 52 or maybe up to 55 million. Like, even if we still get the Gyökeres, the Eze and stuff like this, I'm just looking at someone like Rodrigo, who's potentially on the market. Yeah. I swear on everything, and I've said this in the group chats, if I see the line, Arsenal are not in for Rodrigo, basically because we can't afford him, I'm looking at the 55 that we dropped on Madueke, like, what are you doing? And it's not even necessarily to say that all of those players can't even fit in the squad, because I'm an advocate of like have the best players. City have been doing it for years. Liverpool did it last season. So it's not even that I don't necessarily want someone like Madueke in my squad, but sign Rodrigo first. Sign your priorities, and then if you have some spare change at the end, or this one leaves and you want to, cool, fine. I'm cool with that. But do
you also think, because I agree with your point, do you also think the fact he's coming from Chelsea is also
there's a big element to that.
With sign a lot of ex-Chelsea
when I see some of the lists being drawn out, like David Luiz, I forgot about him. Like, just so many. I
also think that's a big part as well.
Definitely,
I think fans are just tired of like another Chelsea signing. That's just not what they haven't worked out in the past. This one's probably not going to work out. Sterling last year, so I think that's another key element.
And the only thing with Arsenal and Chelsea, it's not a two-way street.
We're always the one losing,
So it's a bit of a long day, but definitely like don't condone like the direct abuse, but I can definitely reason with the fans who are outraged. They have like to play Angel's advocate. Let's say that other thing. Like fans who are saying that like like Madueke is a very like direct player, like dribbling and his underlying stats and all those things present a reason why Arteta would sign like that profile of player. So like on the football side of things, like there is some like sense and logic to it. The attitude thing I think it's definitely been there and like broadcasted. I think in some instances it could have been like extrapolate. I was going to say extrapolate a bit more because he's a young black player in the media basically. And I think if like you're comparable to perfect example, like all the scale of what he does and like actually it's chalk and cheese, but then one player gets like 10 times more the abuse than the other one. So I think there is an element of like people will be a lot onto him a lot more than they would do if he was a white player, and that's just proven from what we've seen in the media. But nothing warrants the abuse and stuff that he's been getting at all. But anyway, he signed now as an Arsenal fan. I'll fully like support him, get behind him. And why would I not support him? He didn't choose to sign, and I'll give it to Arteta. Pause. If this doesn't work out, like that's all on Arteta or maybe a bit of Berto or whatever. But I've got no beef with Madueke. Like he's a young player doing this thing. If he was my brother, I'd be like, bro, go play for Arsenal. Do your thing. So it's interesting. I guess another topic to talk about, and this doesn't directly link to transfers, but it's more of like a sad link to transfers where like Liverpool are gonna have to unfortunately replace and it's like weird to even say this, but like they've got like a massive gap in their squad now because their player Diogo Jota and his brother Silva passed away this summer, so we haven't actually done a reaction to it on Beyond the Hashtag. So kind of wanted to take a little bit of time to pay like a bit of respect to both brothers in the horrific incident that they did face, and then all the aftermath from that, from like the clubs and everything that's been happening. So I guess what was your like immediate reaction to like when you heard the news and the aftermath?
Yeah, it's crazy. I was actually in the airport at Barcelona.
Wow.
Yeah, on my way back. So I remember just shocked seeing it on my phone. didn't look or feel real. But yeah, I mean, it just goes to show footballers are humans. Do you know what I mean? And like tomorrow's never promised. I know that's on your WhatsApp thing. But yeah, they can die just as much as the average. They can die tomorrow just as much as the average Joe can die tomorrow. So yeah, I think I had that mindset. So I wasn't too like, it is a human being. But it is sad, obviously, rest in peace, not just him, but his brother. I feel sad for his missus because I think they just got married.
Bro, 12 days, I think it was. Like,
and they've been together for a while, apparently.
Childhood, like, sweethearts.
And I'm not just saying this because he passed away, but like Jota was one of my favorite players at Liverpool that I just respected. Like in my opinion, he's just an attacker.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He can play across the front three, really solid. Used to score a lot against us, but it was not this guy's amazing. It was more like I respect
fair,
him.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I've got nothing bad to say about him. Obviously, rest in peace.
Yeah,
and yeah, man, proper good bowler.
Yeah,
he's my age as well.
Yeah, bro, literally same school. He's born in '96. Like it's crazy. And yeah, I think just to even add on that, the thing with his message really like got me because I was thinking like, how do you like deal like with that aftermath? Like basically the highest point of your life, even for Jota as an individual, just won the Premier League, just got married, like all of those things.
Nations
League as well. So literally from like from May to like middle of June, best times of his life. Like proper sad. I think the other point that I guess made me and a lot of the people I've spoken to, I guess, kind of maybe choke up a little bit was like we've never experienced like someone who's like so massive in the public eye at their prime, like pass away. I think that's where it's like when sometimes people don't understand their affiliation with like footballers and why are you so bothered? People die every day, all that. But it's like when you have that attachment, and the love that people have for football and on a deeper level, Liverpool fans to someone who's actually in their own team, then for them to just like go like that, especially after Liverpool have been in the public eye the most that they can be because they're the champions of England, and he's someone who's played a key part in that. He literally scored his last goal was the winner in a Merseyside derby. Like you can barely get a bigger goal than that in a season. So for that to happen and then for someone to be like snatched away like that, I think it's like I think it just hits home even more. As you said, like they're all human, but I think when you have that attachment to them, even though you might not know them on a personal level, but you see them all the time, you tweet about them, you chat about them to your friends, and then all of a sudden,
gone.
Yeah, literally. I know, and this is not to like spite any kind of Liverpool fans, but I know there would have been discussions being like, is Jota gonna like stay fit this season? Like, are we gonna keep him and stuff like this? So it just puts life into perspective. Like we have these kind of fleeting conversations, but life can just like be gone so quickly. So yeah, rest in peace, Diogo Jota and Andre Silva as well. So final topic to get through on the show today. So there's a common theme that goes around with like African players specifically, and especially at Ghana. Ghana have this tradition where basically when there's a player from the diaspora, we'll call it, so someone who's born abroad, and like especially footballers, so they'll go and play for other countries like Belgium, Holland, England, obviously, but then they'll make some kind of homecoming at some point in their career, and they'll be greeted at the airport and all these kind of things. So it's been something that it looks like quite like nice and shiny on paper, but I know, Emmanuel, you've had some views on like how not the KMT, you've had some views on like I guess how that perception is and what it does for like Ghanaian culture and just Ghana in general. So yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up. It's jarring, bro. Obviously, I'm Ghanaian, innit? Bro, when I see things like that, it's mad jarring. Like when you see players that don't play for the country, and some of them, I guess, we don't know the ins and outs, but clearly chose like the European countries to play over Ghana. Bro, they get to the airport and they're loved, bro. Bro, they get, what's that? You know, they do that traditional Ghanaian dance.
Yeah, the drums and the bell and everything.
There's a name for it, but they come and get that crowd, put something over their head, maybe flowers, crowd them, treat them like royalty. I'm thinking, gee, like, this player's not playing for you, He chose not to play for you, and you're treating him like royalty. I think, for me, what annoys me, it's more because I've obviously got my Ghanaian roots, is that, like, there's actually people that are contributing to the country's economy through, I don't know, business or whatever, but they're not getting the same treatment as someone who, in my eyes, has kind of done the opposite. Like, let's say, for example, Hudson-Odoi, which used to play for England, not Ghana. Like, bro, you're treating him, giving him mad love, but at the end of the day, he chose to play for England. I guarantee you, give it 2-3 years, he'll try his way to get back to Ghana. Same with Nketiah. It's like when they're young, oh, I want to play for England. And then when they clock, they can't get into the team. Let me go back to Ghana.
It's World Cup year as well now, so next 12 months.
They'll just try and get their way in there. And it's like, bro, like, have some, as a country, have some respect. Do you know what I mean? They didn't choose for you. This is cool. In my head, this is a normal human being. Yes, I get they're a footballer and you show them love, but don't overdo it. Do you know what I mean? Treat them like royalty. Like, what about the people that actually help contribute to the community? And that's where I find it annoying. And obviously Jeremy Doku now, I can't lie, I didn't even know he was Ghanaian. Not just because of this. I think I saw an interview where he said, "Yeah, I've got Ghanaian roots," but before that,
didn't hear.
don't think Doku is a common Ghanaian surname. Nah. Jeremy is a common Ghanaian name. I can't lie, but like I didn't think he was. You
didn't make that affiliation.
Yeah. So then I saw him do an interview, and I was like, oh, "Okay, cool." But then I still kind of thought Belgium, not really many Ghanaians there, innit? So I didn't think he would ever show that, I'm coming back to Ghana. Just to see him, the way they give him love, I'm thinking, he's going back to play Belgium in the next international break. Do you know what I mean? So it's just annoying, but that's my 2 pence. I think we could do better as a country, like give that love to people who deserve it and bring that country up. Obviously, if you're a City fan and you want to get a picture and show love, but it's just the love they give them, it's too much, bro, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I agree with the OTT side of things. So where like, the airport and then all these kind of things, because I just think it's like, yes, you're a superstar, but like there's people, like you said, contributing, people who have brought a bit more relevance than they particularly are. I think there's an argument to say that they do contribute in some ways. I know a lot of them do like a lot of charity work and stuff, which is good, and like very much applaud them for doing that. But I think there's also people who do that and represent the country at the same time. So, and I think they're more the ones who should be like lauded and really like praised for it. I think like these kind of footballers or people who basically like choose to claim the heritage like when it suits them. When it's right. When it's right for
suits them. When it's lit.
Yes, exactly. Like back in the day, you were claiming Jamaica in primary school,
bro. Now it's lit. Now you want to be saying Afrobeat, bro. Come on now, man.
Yeah, literally. So I think it's like there should be a line where it's like, okay, don't go OTT. And I think like you said, as a country, and I've always stood by it. If a player rejects you once, that's it. Like you shouldn't get a second chance to come and play for the country. So even like someone like Eddie, that is very well documented that he wanted to come and play for Ghana, but then he chose England. Fair play to him, fine, like you're the under 21 top goal scorer. But now I don't want to see in 12 months' time, if we qualify for this World Cup, I don't want to see him anywhere near that squad because you made your decision kind of thing. Other Angel's advocate point though is we have to get our own house in order for a lot of things, and I think the way the Ghanaian FA is like structured and the way they do things, it definitely puts a lot of players off. So sometimes I don't always blame players for like being like, no, I don't really want to go there because there's a whole heap of things going on. But I think also I'd like to see a bit more openness and transparency for people to call it out, because I think in recent years probably only people like Kevin Prince Boateng and maybe Suleiman Tari, definitely Asamoah Gyan, of course, like who call out the nonsense that the Ghanaian FA is doing and to actually explain why like a lot of players will be put off playing for Ghana. But I'd like to hear more from like maybe players who are currently playing or players who have recently retired to say, actually this is why I chose not to play for Ghana, because the FA were on their nonsense. They weren't trying to pay for my playing, they weren't trying to do all of this. If I heard that, I'd be like, you know what, fair. Like, but then you've made the decision, you're not even playing for England or Ghana because you can't get into the England team. Ghana are doing nonsense, you're just going to chill in your international break. I would respect that more than the other stuff.
And I think Zaha has talked about his experience with Cote d'Ivoire. And he was talking about how like, which I thought was mad to me, it was like they were sharing rooms. So I think he was sharing with Pepe. And apparently England wouldn't do that or whatever. Professional football like you. How much money is there in this game that you one room each? Like, is it that deep? Even Aina and Iwobi.
I remember.
See them, man. I reckon they know the problems the FA have, but I think it's the love that they have for Nigeria to play. Because I reckon, especially Aina after last season, definitely getting to the England team. It will be when he was at Arsenal. Could have got a couple of games. So I respect them. See if them man were like, obviously Ghana, and they came back. I get that because they chose. Do you know what I mean? They took a big risk. But you just Hudson Odoi, bro, it jars me, man.
But I think they've missed the trick as well, especially on the Ghanaian side of things, because like that's what happened with Nigeria. It's like Iwobi, Aina, Bassi, and there's a few more. There's a centre back, I can't remember his name.
Will Ekong.
he was there. There's another one. He played up in Scotland. Basically, a load of them basically started coming back at the same time. And obviously, Daps will know this well. But yeah, they all started coming back at the same time, and I think that's what helped, like, to like encourage others to come back and like they saw the culture and stuff. But I think Ghana had the generation to do that, and everyone just decided to. Aribo. There's a centre. What's the centre back plays for Rangers? Balogun, that's it. Yeah, Balogun as well came back. So yeah, I think all of them came back at the same time. It was like band of brothers, and it made it like kind of lit to come back. But like, Ghana had the potential to do that, but everyone was just in their own this tin or whatever. So
even Jamaica, they had a bit of
Jamaica are kind of doing that now as well.
They did a bit of like I don't want to say like a campaign, but like they were like, I think when I don't know if it was Steve McLaren who was like, I think it was
before him, but then
and they got who was that guy at Everton?
Holgate.
Yeah,
he plays. Yeah, he's at the Uni
Morrison.
Cup. Yeah.
The guy who used to play at Arsenal at Newcastle now.
What's his name? Isaac Hayden. Yeah, obviously Antonio.
They had a bit of campaign. I reckon they should they missed the boat.
Well, there's still players there. Don't get me wrong.
There's talent like Hudson Odoi, Nketiah. That's where it stops. Who else?
No, there's loads. I can't think off the top of my head, but there's definitely enough Ghanaian players like around who aren't playing for other international clubs that could come back. So I don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility, but I think it just needs to be approach them. If they say like yes or no, then like don't come back to them again. Like if they say yes, bring them in. If they say no, cool. Like you've made the decision and leave it at that. So I think that wraps up another episode. So thank you for coming through, bro. Please like, subscribe, comment, follow us on the TikTok, the YouTube, the Instagram, all that good stuff. And we'll be back very soon with another episode. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Peace.